Hello and welcome back to Living History with Ted Goldsboro and our guest today, Frank Weer. And we're talking about Frank's childhood, and we're going to come up till he's a teenager in Lower Merion Township. Frank, before we took our break here, we were looking at this photograph, and I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about what you see in that photograph.
Well, this is the house we moved to in 1939. It was originally built in 1878 by Joseph Keach, who, by the way, was a township commissioner at one point. His name appears on the 1867 the auction list of the roads of Lower Merion, which appears in the 300-year book, and I do have a copy of. Anyhow, he lived there until about the 1890s, and then it was a gentleman by the name of Jones that bought the whole area, who was, by the way, a director of Allen Wood Steel, and then it was sold to the country club sometime in the mid-20s, because it took them several years to build the golf course, and it opened in 27, and then the
wait. What happened to the Bala versus the Spring Mill?
Oh, well, they were there. They were both together from 27 until 57. They operated both locations.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they closed.
Yeah,
Bala.
it overlapped. No, for a long period. Yeah. So there were several other people that lived there. I think they were like janitors or whatever for the country club at Spring Mill, of course, and they also, I think, acted as firemen too, because everything was coal-fired, and it wasn't high pressure, but anyhow, you had to have somebody to fire these things, and but anyhow, in 1939, they decided that they wanted somebody else to do the job, and so my father and his family moved up there, and we lived there, as I say, until '63. But we didn't always live in this house that we're showing.
Let's.
Yeah.
What we can do is we can jump over this, and then we'll come back to this photo.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So
well,
how about this one?
Yeah, that's the what became. It was a barn, as you can see. It became the locker and the men's locker building, plus the pro shop and some other facilities were there. For the caddies and so forth.
And what's the location of this?
Well, that's Spring Mill, yeah.
Okay.
Gladwyne, their Spring Mill course.
Was this barn here before the country club?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That was the Jones, and before that, Keach's barn. Yeah,
even with the Spanish tile?
Yeah, no. That was all redone by, I don't know which architect, unfortunately, into the Spanish revival style, Spanish colonial, and
were these built about the same time?
Yeah. Oh, they was all done for 1927.
Okay.
That was originally Jones' house, the country club, the clubhouse part, the one on the top, and that lasted until just a couple of years ago.
Now, you said that the Keach house, you didn't stay the whole time, did you?
No, in the winter, this country club from 1927 until 1946 was only open in the summer. And of course, during the war, from end of 41 until 46, it wasn't open at all. So for insurance purposes, they had to have somebody live in it. so we were selected. Well, actually, we moved there every winter because it was closed from 39 until 41. We lived there in the winter.
Was it a nicer facility than the Keach House?
Well, it was much bigger. Yeah, it was
but you had to move
like a mansion.
You had to move your clothes.
Well, yeah, we left the furniture in the other house, but because it was furnished. So
now, what happened on December the 7th, 1941?
Well,
Where were you?
Well, I was right there in the hallway and of the house, and we got a phone call from somebody, I can't remember who it was, saying, "Turn on the radio. It's bad news," and it sure was, and our whole lifestyle changed for the next 5 years.
And what was that December the 7th? What
happened? That was the
it?
beginning of the Second World War for the United States.
Okay.
And
the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And of course, we didn't have television then, but we went. If you went to the movies, you saw the newsreels, and it was pretty bad.
Where did you go to the movies?
Yeah, a little theater. Well, called the Egyptian for one in Bala. Now the Bala Theater, it was Egyptian revival architecture, and the one in Conshohock in the Riant, that's long gone. And of course Ardmore. There was two in Ardmore. Suburban and Ardmore.
Lancaster Avenue, yeah.
And Narberth too. That was another one that's still there.
Now, Frank, thinking about golf course, who are these people?
Okay, well, again, my two uncles on the right side of the photo, and my father on the left, and another friend of theirs in the middle, and they sort of made they had like a little get together every Monday evening in the summer. When you had the long daylight, and they'd try to play about 9 holes of golf every Monday night, and then they came into the house and had a pinochle game. It was so this went on for quite a few years after the war. Well, yeah, even during the war, I guess.
Would your dad play golf?
Oh yeah, and I played with him. Sometimes, not always, but
now, Frank, how did the country club golf club make enough money if they were only open in the summertime?
Well, from Bala, that was open around the year. That was the main installation.
Oh, I see. Because the
Spring
other
Mill
ones
was
out
a
in the
branch,
country.
But eventually, of course, it was built up around where they were in the city, and the property became more valuable, I guess, and they decided to move the whole operation, which took several years to accomplish, up to the new location on the other side of the golf course from where we lived.
Now we're getting short on time here, and I want to get into some other things. What is this building?
Well, that's where I went to grade school, the Merrion Square School, built in 1884. This only shows the original part. There was another 4 classrooms added, and a auditorium and cafeteria was all added about 1930.
And how would you get there?
Well, I went on the bus from the bottom of Lafayette Road to Gladwyne. This was in the center of Gladwyne on Youngsford Road.
Does this building still exist?
Yes, it's still there now as a Montessori school.
Okay.
And now in 1946, then I started junior high school, which was then Ardmore Junior High, and I was there until 49, and of course that's long gone.
And who was the principal?
Edward H. Snow, a very
Was he a
famous,
memorable figure?
Yes, very memorable. That's a picture of me, the same time as the picture of my mother on the top of
About
the
how
RC.
old would you have been?
Well, about 14. I'd
Okay,
say.
so maybe junior high or high school age, beginning
14,
maybe
14, 15. yeah.
Okay.
And there's the whole school complex, minus the technical school.
Okay.
That was taken sometime in the 30s, I would guess.
That's right.
And now, except for the middle building, it's all gone.
So you got the junior high,
junior
and
high school,
and Pennypacker Field,
yes,
and Montgomery Avenue.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's all changed. And that's a page out of my yearbook that I appeared on the left side there.
Okay,
and the
for
three down from
1952.
the top, 52.
Called the Marionite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a picture of me. But when I graduated from Temple, that's
Okay.
quite a distance.
So this is later.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the old high school building from 1910,
Now
torn down in the 60s, I believe.
Yeah, now we got to watch our time.
Yeah,
So
and okay, now we're up to the technical school, which I attended for 3 years in the drafting department.
Where was this building?
It was right behind the high school on School Lane? I
Yes,
think?
School Lane, right.
And now, in the last year, taken down. But
Why did you need a technical building? What was?
well, people wanted to have some sort of classes so you could learn a trade, or that was let's see. The drafting room, the machine shop,
Auto
electrical, auto, welding, and people. Some of the ones that went there stayed in this trade their whole lives.
Like you.
Yeah.
Now, Frank, unbelievably, we're done this segment.
Okay.
And I very much appreciate your telling me about your childhood, and wish we had more time, but we did the best we could.
Yeah.
And so until next time, this is Ted Goldsboro with Frank Weer, and we've been talking about Frank's time growing up in Gladwyne, and his father worked for the Philadelphia Country Club. So see you on the next program.